Welcome to Business Influencers. My name is Chris Salem, your host. Welcome. We hope everyone's having a great week. We have had so many great things happening here at Business Influencers. And again, it's because of you, the listeners coming back each and every week. We're here committed to deliver value from bringing in experts that share their words of wisdom, knowledge, and insights to help move you and your business forward. And again, we are growing each and every week, and we want to thank you for everything that you do to share the show and really elevate your own success and helping others do the same. Our show is being brought to you today by Alumni Direct. They're a new social media community platform dedicated to bringing together alumni where you can rekindle old relationships you've had in the past and a chance to meet people that you never had before, perhaps people that didn't go to school during your time. These could be people in another generation type. But with that being said, this is a great way that takes out all the noise of social media through Facebook, LinkedIn, and so on, where you get to go in on your time and begin to really develop authentic, genuine relationships with people that perhaps not only can lead to long-lasting relationships and friendships, but also perhaps your next job opportunity as a business partner. It also offers affinity programs as well. So feel free to check them out at alumnidirect.com. That's alumnidirect.com. Well, we have a great show for you today. We're going to be talking with two gentlemen who are wealthy mofos. Yes, that is the title. Now, you might not know what that really means right now, but you're going to know by the end of the show everything what wealthy mofos can do to help move you and your business forward. And we got two great gentlemen here today. We have Harrison Klein, and Harrison, I've known Harrison for a long time. He has got so many years experience with the emotional laws of success. He's 16 years as an educator, 3 years in the financial industry, 22 years as an entrepreneur. And this man is a wealth. When I say wealth, I mean a wealth of knowledge, but not just knowledge, but applicable knowledge. And then we have Kamal El-Rassi. Kamal is a PGI consultant and expert money mindset consultant. Had worked with Bob Proctor studying thinking into results. He helps entrepreneurs and coaches, and he helps many like you to start living a better life, to start living the life of their dreams, feeling happy, healthy, and wealthy. And without further ado, I welcome Harrison and Kamal to the show. How you doing, guys?
Yay, sensational, terrific, amazing, phenomenal, outstanding, incredible, awesome, turned on, tuned up, thinking wonderfully, sensational, outstanding, resplendent and opulent.
Oh my God, I got to drop the mic. Wow.
All that and more.
Boom, baby. Boom, chakalaka.
Well, guys, I want to really do a deep dive in today what we're going to be talking about. And we're all coaches. I'm a coach, executive coach. I'm a consultant, also a professional speaker. And there are a lot of people out there that help a lot of people and doing great things. But the reality is I've seen so many coaches going through certification programs or going through these programs that are going to help move their business and give them a process to help their clients better, but only to not really get the results that they really were striving for, or what it wasn't turned out to be what they thought it was. And not to say that's a reflection upon the sources itself, but just the reality that it wasn't there. And so a lot of times it can be discouraging to people that are in this industry of coaching. And again, that's not inspiring them to move forward. It's keeping them stagnant. What do you feel are some of the things that are contributing to that? If you guys could share.
You want to go, Kamal, or you want me to go?
Yeah, you can go ahead, Harrison, you kick it off, and then I'll piggyback on it.
Okay. So, honestly, I've been in multiple programs where I have seen millions of dollars change hands. At least in one program, I saw $1 million change hands in front of me with a guy who pitched a business improvement opportunity for people. And, he was a great salesman. We're about 60 people in the room, 10 people laid down, $100,000 each. And the bottom line is that I knew 6 out of those 10 people, and 6 months later, I was talking to them, and not a one of them had produced any results. They were pawned off to secondary coaches. They were not given enough individual attention. They were, kind of directed to do things that they thought were going to be done for them, and all kinds of other things like that. And so, some coaches and some people are great salespeople, and yet they don't deliver on the results because they're interested in the sales. They're interested in the money.
Wow.
And so, that's been that particular kind of experience is what birthed the wealthy mofos. We want to disrupt the industry to create continuous results, positive, incredible results for people directly and in the most profound, accelerated way.
Yeah.
Not the biggest, not our focus on the sales, but our focus on the results.
So delivering the end product. But let's hear from Kamal, Harrison, because we want to go into that. What do you think? Do you support exactly what Harrison said? Like, again, it's always sales driven and not delivering the end results, the product, the experience that the people have made that investment in.
Absolutely. I mean, the industry is just polluted, and these poor coaches that want to be coaches, they want to grow and they want to help others. They have a very good spirit, but what they're being delivered is like a bad bag of goods, and they're just not getting what they deserve. They're being promised, they're getting high tickets, and they're just not getting the success. They're just not getting the result. They're not getting the how, because there's a way to do a business. There's a way to run a company.
Yeah.
And these coaches are just, the money's being gone from them, and their dream is gone. And now they're not doing any good to the world anymore. So they're not even feeling in love with the idea. And then they're not doing their good into the world. So we want to disrupt it. We want to actually help these coaches to really get in tune with themselves, get in tune with their identity and their beliefs, so that they can deliver this good that they have, because we do believe they have a gift. If anybody out there wants to be a coach, they have a talent, they want to teach, but they get sold into a program, say, hey, we're going to do this for you. And then they go on and then they don't get the results. There is no system. There is no process. Chris, it's outrageous. The success ratio is less than 2%.
Yeah.
Look at these big organizations, less than 2% of these coaches who go in get any results. And some are big numbers. We're talking 20, 30, $100,000 programs. So we want to disrupt that, where we want to help them. We want to give them the education they need and the system.
So guys, Harrison, and we'll go from Harrison to Kamal, so with the reality of this situation where, a lot of these programs to coaches and speakers that are offering tremendous value, but it just never materializes because it's so sales driven, and it's not really focused on the back end of how it's really going to move these coaches along. What are some of the things that you feel that will work in this situation? Let's talk about that can work to change this paradigm of how people are looking to make these changes to really deliver results and really help people move along in their businesses and personal lives.
Well, I believe number one is that, people don't have the correct mindset training. They don't have the correct skill set training. They don't have the correct, organization of resources that they need in order to make a gigantic leap from one place to another. And if you're spending $100,000 or $30,000 or whatever the case may be, you want to have everything in a system that's organized correctly and customized toward you. So that customization is a matter of not just one kind of program that fits all, but a matter of coming into the embodiment of who you are as a coach, rather than the following a methodology that is sort of general for everybody. Some people are not as disciplined as other people. Some people are not as articulate as other people. Some people are not as, just dynamic as other people. And, they need some particular individual type growth processes customized to who they are. Now, when I teach, basically, we teach the mindset, we teach the skill set, but we also teach the embodiment process. I don't want coaches that are going to make millions of dollars. I want coaches who are going to be millionaires. And so the millions of dollars will come to them. There's a humongous difference in the two of them.
Yeah, it's a different thing. Like, again, you're not doing it for the money. You're doing it for, serving that purpose. You're doing it, you're delivering the results to create the experience that them to get those results, and then their clients get those results, and then the money is a byproduct of that. And it just
And
keeps.
who you and clients become is more important than, what the actual results are, because, once your embodiment, those results, come as a matter of cause and effect. You have the right cause in place, the effect is automatic. Simple.
Got it.
It's
Well,
so
what do you,
good.
your take, please share.
Yeah, it basically, that's the beginning of it. They have to embody this idea and become enlightened and enthusiastic about it. They have this mission that they want to serve, but they go into these systems where they don't even figure it out themselves yet. So we want to give them that embodiment. We want to show them how it's done, how you can integrate prosperity, how you can become a millionaire in your mind before it really happens, so that they can manifest and prosper for real. Because we become what we think about. We got to believe it. The identity has to change. The I am principle, which is Harrison is amazing at it. He's got beautiful teachings on it, that we can get them to really believe on the deep inside and become it so quick and so good. And then the opportunity is going to grow, because once they become it, they're going to attract the clients that they want to serve. And we're going to have the system for them that's going to help them deliver their product. You don't need to be an expert in everything. There's no way. So we're going to help them figure that out. That's the opportunity.
And I think getting back to real quick, if you guys can answer this, is, because a lot of times these other existing programs are more sales driven than, delivering results. This is a process to evolve to become a really, really great coach, one that offers value. It's not something that you flip a switch and that goes on automatic. This is a process. And sometimes, like, these sales driven programs can say, hey, in 6 weeks or 3 months, you're going to be going from here. That's not the reality. Everyone's going to be different. This is not a cookie cutter program. Everybody evolves on a different level. People are doing different things in coaching. Talk about what are some ways with what you guys are doing that can really, create that awareness, but to know that this way of process that you are putting out there to get results will be the best thing long-term for them.
So for me, there are some very foundational principles that need to be met. The first 4 are really dynamic. Without them, all the rest doesn't make any difference. So the first 4 principles are identity. That is the I am. That is your connection with source. That is your connection with reality. The I am is the governance of your energy. So whatever you attach the words I am are the signal to the universe to bring that into a reality for you. I am successful, I am healthy, or I am depressed and I am poverty stricken. Either way, whatever you attach the words I am, you're going to experience that situation. So the first place is to understand the identity principle. The identity is who you are, and that is your connection to source. What you say you are, you start to become. And if you hold that principle long enough, you start to actually embody that. The second thing is you have a self-image. Now, the first thing is who you are. The second is, what's my personality with that identity? So how do I show up? Am I humorous? Am I dynamic? Am I intense? Am I, difficult? Am I agreeable? Am I not agreeable? Each one has a place and a particular appropriate time for those kinds of things. But the personality portion is what connects you to other people. So your identity is what connects you to source. Your personality is what connects you to other people. That's the self-image portion. The third part of that is your beliefs. So you have to have a belief system, and that's a lot of self-talk, basically. And that's a place where you really go into the place of understanding, what has driven you. What do I have to believe to be this? What do I have to not believe to do this? What do I have to believe to get out of the situation that I'm stuck in? So as you begin to accelerate and tweak your belief system, you become a bigger person. Every time the process of mastery is tweaking your beliefs.
Yeah.
Always tweaking your beliefs. And then the fourth part of that is to integrate those things so that they are part of who you are, so that the identity then becomes all of those things and not just something that fragmented here. I'm that over there, but it becomes a whole. So the system, the thing about wealth that we're talking about, because we're talking about wealthy mofos, the badass way to wealth. So when we talk about the badass way to wealth, we have to have the wholeness. And wealth means it's derived from two words basically. It's derived from well-being and it's derived from wholeness. That in its original etymologies were those two things. So we make people whole, we make them rich. We create the well-being that creates that, and then the wealth is, we are whole. We have no more burdens to deal with. We breathe in, we breathe out. We breathe money in, we breathe money out. We breathe love in, we breathe love out. As you do that, you become really dynamic at who you are. That dynamic is what creates money. It creates problems, that creates solving of problems. Yeah, it creates the solving of problems. It creates the creativity that you are, and it creates the intensity of how you connect. So, and those are the things that resolve any kind of problem.
Got it. Kamal, how about yourself? If you would like to add on to what Harrison shared, some really valuable insight there.
Absolutely. And that's just the beginning. So that individual, that coach, that teacher that wants to become something, they have to embody these ideas. But what we want to make them brave. We want to help them to become amazing and like a great decision makers. And we need them to be aligned with their inner being so that they can deliver this goodness. We're going to help them do that. So one aspect is the spiritual teaching and the coaching. Another aspect is them becoming it, believing it, and doing it. And then we have processes and systems in place. For every coach out there that's trying to do something, there's a way to do business that you can't just figure it out on your own. It's too difficult. And that's why I'm learning from, the greats, from Bob Proctor, who passed away now, but Laura Langmeyer, she's got the businesses and the processes in place to move a business to the $1 million, 2 million, 10 million, whatever you want to take it. Well, these coaches are not going to do it on their own. We're going to show them how to do it. They're going to have, it's like a box. They plug into it, and that's going to help them launch that business, because to do it by yourself is going to take 5, 10, 20 years. By that time, they're too bored to can't even do it.
Oh, so, they've been disenchanted by the negative experiences that they've had.
Yeah.
So you guys shared a little bit of insight what Wealthy Mofos is doing to remedy the situation, but let's do a little bit of deeper dive into that. So based upon, we define what the challenge is, what are some of the problems that coaches are facing, getting help and using resources and not able to materialize what they invested in. We identified what could be better, which you guys are already doing. But let's go a little bit deeper into a little bit of some of the things that you guys are actually doing, looking at the mindset and the process and helping them to move their business, their coaching businesses forward to create better experiences. Talk about a little bit about what that framework looks like. What if somebody comes in, where are they going to start, and where how are you going to take them through it, and at the end, what are the typical type things that they can anticipate to move on from there?
Well, let me give you the acronym for our badass way to wealth. So the badass way is basically, if you go badass, B stands for brave, the A stands for amazing, the D stands for determined, the A stands for advanced, the S stands for service special, and then the other S stands for service. So we teach them all of these basic things. We teach them to have the courage. We teach them to have the courage of their conviction and not be timid about those kinds of things. So you become bold. Boldness is genius. So that's the first thing. Then we teach them to be amazing. So as they have this identity of being, what much more than they are displaying at the current time, as we expand their awareness into higher spaces, that becomes a brand new way to approach your business. So you start to get the thoughts. So when you have an identity, you are in an umbrella situation whereby your I am says, I'm a doctor. So now you start to get doctoral type thoughts. Now you start to get, thoughts about healing. Now you start to get speaking about, cures. Now you get to go into, what's the not only diagnosis, but what is the follow-up situations, et cetera, et cetera. From the I am, those things get sponsored from the I am. It doesn't matter whether it's a business person or a coach or situation or whatever. From the determination, we teach them how to have the correct habits. No wealth or no great thing happens without you having the habits of that I am, whatever that I am is. So
Yeah.
habits are a really important portion, and most people are not terribly disciplined about things, and they don't even know what to be disciplined about. So as you teach them how to create habits in a force structure system, basically how to implement habits, and then also how to destroy habits that are not good, how to install good habits, how to destroy habits that are not good. You're going to move up, because as you create better habitual things, you think less, but you are more spontaneous and you have greater thoughts as you become bigger as a human being. From that point on, you start to become advanced. So now you start to deal with now you start to deal with bigger ideas continuously. You start to notice things that you wouldn't have noticed before, especially opportunities. So as you come into opportunity thinking, you start to expand yourself in a greater position, because you notice things you wouldn't have noticed before dramatically. And that situation becomes just part of who you are. So now you're attuned to higher frequencies, if you will. From that point on, then you go into, being, super, or you go into being, believing that you can do anything. So that you are not only equal to the challenges of life, but you are greater than the challenges of life. And that, whatever or the challenges of your business or whatever, when you start to believe that, then everything becomes easy for you, or easier, or it's dramatically easier. And then you go into the service portion. So you always have to solve a problem, or you have to create something one way or the other. That's the only way to create money: either solve a problem or become very creative that wasn't there, something that wasn't there before. And then you have to go into the place of, how do we bring those ideas, and how do we do that in the marketplace, and how do we make that most important relevant to everybody else. So as we come into that situation, we then have a system that we follow, the badass way to wealth. So you get tough, you get mentally
Yeah.
tough, you get spiritually tough, you get you know more congenial with your people, because you have less friction within yourself, and you have greater soothing and smooth
Yeah.
relationships with other people as those things happen. That's part of the thing. Kamal has other stuff too, but we have a spiritual aspect, we have a practical aspect.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kamal, you can
Yeah,
talk.
definitely. There's a big practical aspect to it. Basically, the business systems and the process. And our partner, Mark Tusoni, who's not here with us, sales expert. He's taking companies from very small to the 50 million, $100 million.
I
And we're going to
trained
teach them how to sell. We're going to teach them how to sell professionally, be in service, solve a problem, and have people gain results. That's what we're going to teach them. That's a big, big skill that any system out there now is not teaching these coaches to do that. We're going to deliver that result, and we're going to stand behind what we're doing. We're going to help them really become great.
Well, that's
Huge
great.
transformation.
So it sounds like, from what I'm hearing, this is a program that people can feel vested in. This is an investment, but it's not something like what Harrison and Kamal, you shared earlier. Like, they sign in, they're like, wow, I'm going to be working with so-and-so. And next thing you know, they're cast off to somebody else. That's not what they were looking for. And then all of us obviously don't have a great experience. So it sounds like, again, they're getting you guys here, right? This isn't like they're getting kicked off to somewhere else. Talk about, just real quick, because we have, just a few minutes left in our show here, the importance of that when people are working with Harrison, working with Kamal, working with Mark, why that, again, when people buy into, that's what they're signing up for, that feeling vested, that they're working with the people, that's what they make it to. Why is that so important?
Well, because we're creating a brand new wholeness in a human being and in other human beings, and it's a what do they call it? A ripple effect. So as we help somebody else get whole, they help other people get whole. It just is a ripple effect and goes on and on and
Yeah.
on. And what coaches want to do is, they all have good hearts. So they wouldn't be coaches if they didn't have a good heart. Then you don't go into coaching just for the money. You go in it because you want to make a difference in life. So the first thing is that you understand that as you grow, you also bring other people along. I mean, it's an obligation of growth. It's not something that you choose. It is something that you are. And so, that situation brings other people along. And as you become whole, other people become whole. You give them permission to become whole. But when you are a guide to where the pit holes are, the pitfalls are, basically, or where the asphalt, when you're driving, whatever
Right.
those
Yeah.
craters
Got it.
Yeah.
are. When you know what to avoid, basically it accelerates your process. And then
Yeah.
when you also know what to do, it accelerates your process. So you have to
Yeah.
go both sides. You have to go the side that says,
Yep.
this is what you
Yep.
don't want to do, and here this is what you do want to do. So
Yeah.
when you know what you don't want to do, you want to make sure that you're studying the right things.
Absolutely.
You don't want to study the things that are not relevant. And I will tell you this, that a lot of
Yep.
very high level coaches teach you things that are not relevant to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we got
So-
about a minute, and I just wanted to see, Kamal, if you would like to share for, like 30 seconds, anything just
Sure.
to substantiate what Harrison shared there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Harris. Basically, we want to work with the committed coaches, those who really want to make a difference, and we're going to be there for them. When they come into our system, to our ecosystem results coaching network, we're going to be in service for them. We're going to help them succeed if they are willing to do the work. And we're going to be there for them.
It's not about us, it's about them.
It's about them. Absolutely. And that's our commitment. We're putting ourselves out there for them.
Wow. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy set schedules to share this insight to something that's actually going to solve a problem, excuse me, and create a solution, something that's long-term, something that they can feel part of a community, that they're plugged into a system that's going to help them build their success over time. I want to thank you again. Listeners, we want to thank you each and every week joining us here at Business Influencers. We want to thank you for everything that you're doing. And we're committed to bringing in people like Harrison and Kamal here to share their words, wisdom, and insights to help move your business and your personal success
I want to say something before
Real
we go.
quick, yep, go ahead.
Chris is phenomenal. He's amazing. He's sensational. I want you guys to tune in to Chris's stuff continuously and understand that.
Well, I take that, like, as you know, Harrison, I give without expectation, but I receive without resistance. So I receive without resistance. Guys, thank you so much. Listeners, we'll see you next Thursday or next week here on Business Influencers. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll talk soon.